Welcome to the Krista Escamilla Show.
Hello, thanks so much for joining us for the Krista Escamilla Show. I am grateful that you are spending some time with us. As always, I know you have a choice, and I'm glad you're choosing us, so thank you. I want to, before I introduce our amazing guest, I want to first thank our sponsors. As you know, we could not have this opportunity to listen, learn, and grow with our guests without them. So a big shout out to Tapestry Hotel Midland, Rig ID, also to Kevin Foreman, Foreman Financial, and Midland Cap Company, also Thin FR, and the new Omni Hotel Midland. We appreciate you supporting local, and we appreciate them supporting us. So let's do them a favor and go help them out and just support local any way you can. Okay, time to introduce our guest. She is a friend of mine. I'm so glad we're finally getting to have this conversation, and she's here with us today. Please welcome Angela Ledford. She has many titles, so let me make sure I get them all down. First and foremost, I always like to start with mom, because that's the title we love most. Mom of two beautiful girls. I also want to say she's the owner of Mix It Up. She is also the owner or co-owner of West Texas Wedding Expo, Petro Pony, we'll explain what that is, and Swank Social. Yay! Congratulations on all these amazing businesses and titles, and thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So first of all, I'm just excited to find out how you got to West Texas, learn your story, and then talk about these businesses, because I love seeing a girl boss do their thing. And I've been able to see you grow as a business owner over the past 5-6 years, and I just think it's amazing what you're doing. So how'd you get here?
So I got here when I was 5.
Okay.
I moved from South Texas, a little town called George West, Texas. So I've been here most of my life. I say I'm from here. This is home. Mm-hmm. And, honestly, the entrepreneurship just came out of nowhere.
Okay, so you didn't grow up going, I'm going to own my own business.
Not at all.
No, okay.
Not at all.
I didn't either, just so you know.
So I was in accounting for a little bit, and then I got a second job at Blue Door, and I was waitressing there, and there was a definite need in the area because we would get called out for special events, come work private events, and I was always trying to get friends together and to do that. And so, event planning always came easy to me. I did that corporately. And so I thought, well, let me see if I can get some friends together and get a group that wouldn't mind taking some events on the side. And they said, sure. So then I got a photo shoot together. I took a few events for free just to get our name out there. And then it just started snowballing from there.
That's awesome. And so this is really out of need. You saw the need, and I love that. To me, those are the best businesses, really, when you see there's a need not being met, and then you went with it. But there's a lot that I know goes in between going, I have this idea. What was the biggest challenge that first year of business going, okay, I've got this idea, but now putting it into
the biggest challenge was, getting your name out there and, trying to get clients to give you a chance.
Right.
We don't know you. We don't know, if you're going to do a good job for us. Just getting people to trust us.
Right.
And so that's always been the hardest thing. But once they've given us a shot, they haven't left us. So that's good.
Yeah, that's awesome. And let's explain what Mix It Up is, just so everyone,
absolutely.
Because we have some listeners all over the world. So thank you, listeners all over the world. We appreciate you.
So Mix It Up is a full event staffing company. We do specialize in bar services, but we can provide promo staff, cleanup crews, anything of that sort. Any kind of staff you need for any type of event. We're talking corporate events, concerts, private events, dinner parties, full spectrum. So anything you need, we can provide as far as staffing goes.
That's fantastic. And I think, just that beginning, like you said, just getting the name out.
Yes.
Do you feel like word of mouth was your biggest, form of advertising?
Absolutely, it was. And my first 2 or 3 months of owning the business, I also joined a Permian Basin Bridal Association. So then I got to meet with other vendors, and there was a few businesses also starting at the same time, like Cody's Red Balloon. And so we just fed off of each other, trying to give business to one another and, navigate that way.
Oh, I think that's great. And because really you are, it goes back to being stronger together when you have a group of people that you can say, oh, here, you need balloons too for your event. I know the guy,
Absolutely. Yes.
I love that. But then from there, it really expanded even more, right? Because you've now recently added, well, let's go back to West Texas Wedding Expo, because I think that I've had the opportunity to MC a couple of your, and I think it's amazing for brides to be able to walk into one place and go, okay, I need to get, first I need a venue. Now I need a photographer. Now I need, catering. And they're all in one spot. You just don't, if this is most brides' first time doing it, you just don't know who to go to.
And it's overwhelming for them
all
the time.
Definitely. So how'd that grow to be?
So when I joined the Permian Basin Bridal Association, I ran for the board and I got on the board. And so I was involved with actually, putting on the expos for 2 years. And Tiffany, she was also which is my partner in the Wedding Expo, she had started an event planning business the same year I did. So we kind of teamed up, and then we partnered, and we just took it over basically, and we planned all the expos, and then they talked about dissolving, and then we thought, well, we could do this on our own. Let's start an entity and actually do this how we want to do it and make it our own. And we did. We just ran with it, and it just really excelled, and everyone came over, and it's been a hit ever since.
That's great. Yeah. What's your favorite part about it?
I love meeting all the new business owners every year because it's always, the event industry is always evolving, changing, especially after COVID. So many businesses did go out of business, and then you had new ones coming in, and it's just always fresh, like Midland's always having new businesses start up, and like how excited they are, about their service. And I think just getting to know all of them and giving them opportunity to really shine too.
Right. That's fantastic. And then from there, 2 other businesses have grown.
Yes, both of these are this year, so they're both babies.
Oh, I love that. Well, and that's the fun part about it, right? When you get to watch it grow. So tell me how these 2 came to be and what they are.
So Petra Pony is a horse trailer converted into a bar.
Oh, fun.
So she's black, she's sleek, she looks like oil. So we really just wanted something on site. The horse trailer bar trend is just crazy right now. So I'm like, well, why don't I have one? I want one. And my husband's like, well, I'll be your partner and we'll start one. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do it.
I love that.
So she just got finished in April or so. So she's fairly new, but we're really excited. We have a whole team just for that. Okay. And we're excited to be, at a few corporate events this fall with her. And
so she just pulls up?
She pulls
and
up.
There's cocktails in
There's
the
cocktails.
back?
It's a full service bar. And,
That's awesome.
And also, we've done ice cream socials out of it. Things like that when people don't want cocktails.
And you do mocktails as well, too.
Mocktails as well, absolutely.
So you can do this for kids' parties, the same thing. Right.
Yeah,
I love that.
We're really excited about that.
And I love how you call her. Does she have a name? Like beside? Well, I guess Petro Pony would be her name.
We just call her Pony for short.
Pony for short. Yeah. Okay. She got a nickname. Okay, I love it. And then what's Swank Social?
So Swank Social is my new little baby. It's a boutique. It's tableware, party items, and gifts. So we're just doing pop-ups currently, but if any of our clients do mix it up, want some custom cups or napkins or anything of that, we can order through Swank, but also like gift items like cute martini glasses and trending cake platters and things of that sort for the holidays. That's really what we're focusing on for the pop-ups.
Okay.
Just to add another layer of pizzazz to your, holiday event.
I love it. What do you love most about being an entrepreneur, and what do you find the most challenging about being an entrepreneur?
What I love the most is making my own hours.
Yes.
Being available for things. At the same time, I hate that the most because it's like, you really have to stay on your stuff because you can say, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this, but it's up to you to get it done.
Right.
And then sometimes, you're pressed, today we have 4 events. So I'm like, okay, is everything done? Is everything done? You're always second guessing because you have so much going on.
Right.
But I love it. At the same time, it's like, I couldn't go work an 8 to 5 now because this is my life. Like, I enjoy this.
Right.
And it's a love-hate relationship.
Right. Well, because it does. It brings flexibility.
Yes, it does.
But when you say that, people go, oh, yay, so you can sleep in till 10 or 11. No.
Right.
Or you can.
If I do that, I'm behind.
Yes, exactly. So you still have to get the work done. It's just more on your time. And so I could see that. Yeah, there's that love hate with it. But it has so many benefits as a mom.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. Let's balancing the work mom, but life, because life is about balance.
Yeah.
How do you do it? And what advice would you give?
Oh goodness. What advice would I give to entrepreneurs or
Or just any working mom? I mean, because no matter what, if you're working that 9 to 5, you have to find that balance as well.
I say really having quality time with your kids. If you're just getting the 1 hour, make it the best 1 hour you can, and guide them. If you're super busy, let them know why you're busy, not just mommy's busy, leave me alone, more or less. Like, mommy's making money for us, for our family, so we can go on this trip, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Let them understand when they're smaller. I think so that they can appreciate it as they get older, that there's a reason mommy's gone or mommy's busy, and it's more or less that they can be grateful for that.
I agree. Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I was thinking back when our son, our oldest, was little. We would say, oh, we got to go to work, and then he would always, because he was like 2, he would say, "Daddy, go to work, buy diapers, make money." And I said, "Yes, Daddy's got to go to work to make money and buy diapers." But I think it is important to tell them. I don't care what age they're at. I mean, they've got to know that money is not growing on trees. Right? Absolutely, it is not falling from the sky.
So my youngest right now, our living room, I've had all this product flying in, I'm unpacking it, I'm doing all the things to get ready for these pop-ups, and Emma's going through it. I want this, I want this, I want this, and I'm like, this is for work. And she's like, well, why? And I'm like, well, we're going to sell these things so that I can buy you what you really want. You're not just going to go through all of this. And she's like, okay, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. But I really like them. But that's good. That means that someone else is going to really like them and buy them. I love that. But I think it's good to be a good role model. That's what I loved, through the years, working, showing our daughters and sons that it's, you can do it all. You can be a working, or you can stay home, because I did both at different times of life. Yeah. And I think that's important. So what a role model you are being to your daughters, and showing them that, hey, I can do all this and be a great mom, and, and be a wife, and be, all these things. It just takes balance and doing a little juggling here and there.
Agreed.
What are you seeing right now? I know we're in West Texas. Oil field is probably a main part of your job. Is it busy out there? Are events happening again? Because I know through COVID they weren't, and I know that must have been really tough on business.
COVID was very tough for the event industry. Went from booming to absolutely nothing. But it's back. It's back. It's rolling just like 2019 or bigger. So people are definitely having events. What I'm seeing is a lot of intimate events. Dinner parties are back. That wasn't really on our radar before COVID, but now I'm seeing more intimate events, wine tastings, dinner parties, things of that sort really trending.
I love that. I think that's great. So a little bit smaller scale, but more events are happening. Is there a new trend that's happening out there? I know, like the trailer you were talking about, that's a new trend. You said, hey, well then I need one. Let's go. Are there some other trends out there that you've kind of seen, kind of come and go, or there's one that's bigger than others right
Absolutely. Now? There's a trend with martinis right now. Classic cocktails are back. Okay. Classic martinis, Negronis, espresso martinis you see everywhere. But, just an elegant cocktail is in style right now. Margaritas had, a few years where everything was margaritas, spicy ritas, ranch waters. But now the classic cocktail, is back.
And forgive my ignorance, because I am kind of plain when it comes to my drink. What is in a martini?
So you can make a martini a few different ways. Okay. You can either make it with vodka or gin. Okay. It can be dry, or you can do dirty with olive juice. It really just depends on what you like.
Okay. So you can spice it. Do you put a little splash of cranberry or something?
That would be a Cosmo. That's a form of a martini. Yeah. So those are all types of martinis, but basically a martini is, mostly liquor and a little bit of a mixer. It's a very strong sipping cocktail.
Okay. What did you make the other day at the golf tournament? That was amazing. So we were in this little girls' golf tournament the other day. So much fun. And thank you for inviting me. I had a blast. I mean,
you did so
talk
good.
About, well, thank you. You are awesome.
No,
you are a great golfer.
Thank you.
But so much fun out there. But you were about these cute little pink flasks. See, that's I'm like, what is this thing called? Okay, flask. And it was the best, drink. What was that?
So there isn't an official name. I just put it together, but it was Grey Goose vodka, Disaronno, the velvet flavor.
Okay.
And strawberries and cream Baileys. And then I just did a hint of cherry juice and shook it up for just a pink flavor color. And it tasted great.
It tasted great. Yeah. It was pretty.
It was requested the following week.
It was yes. It was so good. So how did you know how did you learn how to mix it? Was it through bartending? Is that where your love kind of grew with this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I opened Buffalo Wild Wings here. I was trained by the trainers when it first opened in 2005. And so I kind of had a love for bartending at that point. I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings and the bar.
Okay.
And then I moved from that into restaurant management. And then I got into oil and gas. And so the oil and gas kind of moved me into accounting. So I came back, when I was working for the accounting firm to go to the Blue Door. And it's like, it's been some years, but, no big deal. I can get back in this. And then I just like being creative. It's a creative outlet.
Yes.
And I love to cook. My family loves to cook. My brother's a chef. My mom was a chef. So I've always been around good food. And I'm like, I can cook. I think I cook very well. But I'm like, this is what I bring. If someone's having a dinner party, they're like, you have the cocktail. And I'm like, what are you making? And that's my contribution. Yes.
I love that.
So, yeah, my friends are always like, Angela has a cocktails. We don't worry about it.
Well, and I always feel like everything in life happens for a reason, right? And so like you have now gotten to merge your experience in both, and not only in accounting as a, because when you're a business owner, you got a lot of accounting,
right?
And then, but you also got to take your restaurant experience and tie it all together. You said you didn't want to be an entrepreneur when you were,
right.
What did you want to be when you were you were little? And you said, when I grow up, I want to be.
I wanted to be an attorney.
Okay.
Yeah. I was pretty feisty, I can prove my point, and my husband's always telling me, I could see that in you. And I'm like, yeah, sorry.
You would have been a great attorney, but I felt like for a brief time that I wanted to be one. Like when I was 12, and I went and sat and watched a court case, and I don't like to argue with people, so I was like, this is not for me. I thought, I don't think I can do this. Yeah. And I backed out real quick of that. But I feel like though, even though that you wanted to be that, you use those experiences and what you want to be to get to where you're supposed to be and use your gifts. And you are using your gifts so beautifully.
Thank you.
And doing such a great job. And I'm just so excited for you because I love seeing, businesses grow, businesses thrive, businesses pivot. So what was the biggest pivot and how did you learn from that?
As far as my pivoting with Mix It Up, it's going to be 9 years this month that we've been in business.
Congratulations.
Thank
that is
you.
Awesome.
I learned quickly as far as we can do all the weddings, we can do all the private parties, but corporate events is really where you bring your money in. So getting the right insurance, getting the right permits to get, approved by them, and then you're in there weekly. So, we have staff that work, with some of these corporate companies, and they're in there assisting weekly. So that's just like kind of your bread and butter. That's just like your foundation. But that just changed the ball game. Basically, we went from weddings to that, and it just kind of, escalated. Yeah. So I think that was our pivoting point whenever we opened up to corporate events, because then you get to network, bigger than you would at a wedding or, a private event and things of that sort. So it just kept growing.
I love that. I love it because I think you do in business. You're going to get thrown stuff left and right, and you're going to be like, "Whoa, didn't see that one coming." And then like, okay, now what are we going to do? And so I love that you found that, and that 9 years later, you're still going strong.
Yes,
I think that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
We do something called Quote of the Day.
Okay.
And so I'm so excited to see which quote you get. You just let me mix them up a little bit. And you pick one out.
Okay.
All right. You got the positive card. Yay!
Oh, okay.
I love that.
See. Do the best you can. No one can do more than that. John Wooden.
Oh, good quote. What does that mean to you?
do the best you can. Always try hard. Always give it your all. And I always tell my kids that, you may not be perfect. It may not be, better than whoever you want to compete with, but your all is your best. So.
Yeah. Well, and I love that. And no one's perfect, right? We
right.
all, but just to get out there and do the best you can every day, to me, that's like, because I make mistakes every single day, you know? And so I love that you share that with your kids, because I think kids need to learn that we live in this social media world where it looks perfect all the time.
Absolutely.
And there is no perfect. So I think that is a good one. Is there a quote that you live by that has kind of really helped you?
I don't know if it's a quote. It's a scripture.
Okay.
And I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I have it tattooed on my wrist here.
I have 2 wristbands on there, yes.
Yeah. And Philippians 4:13, it's just, I can do all things,
I love
have
that.
faith, and everything will work out always.
It
always
does. Absolutely. And I think that is important to remember on a daily basis, right? Because sometimes, we call it our day gets hijacked, right?
Yes.
Things get thrown at you left or right. You're like, well, I thought I was going this way, and then you just got hijacked this way. And so I think to keep that quote at the front of your mind is always good. I love that. Yeah. That's great. Let's we're going to switch gears just a little bit.
Sure.
And we're going to talk a little bit about family, and I love, we mentioned the mom work-life balance, but what is it you love about motherhood? Because I think I think it changed my life. I am not the same person I was before having kids, right?
Right.
So let's talk motherhood.
Okay. I think motherhood is just growing. You aren't ever prepared. You're scared at first being a new mom, and they teach you things that you didn't even think you would ever experience. And feeling their love is like a love I've never felt before as well. It's an unconditional, and the love you feel for them. I don't know. It's a complicated question.
It is. And when you really think about it, but it's our world, right?
Yes,
To
exactly.
me that, I've heard this before, so I'm taking this quote from someone else, but at the end of your life, you're never going to look back and go, gosh, I wish I worked more. You're going to say, gosh, I wish I spent more time with these people that I love. Yeah. And so when you think about that quote, it just kind of puts it in perspective how important that they are.
Yes.
And it's like you said, it just kind of changes your world. What is your hopes and your goals and your dreams for your daughters?
I want them to be successful, of course, but I want them to be happy. The world gets crazy, and there's so much anxiety, and there's so much things that just happen and go on, and I just want them to find their space, their community, their people, because I think that's so hard growing up, is finding your circle and, finding where you belong and being able to express who you are without judgment. And I just want them to feel at peace and be happy about that. And just give them confidence to go into being an adult, with knowing who they are or who they want to be.
Yes. Well, and I think you're setting such a good example, too, because you're in a business, it's all women primarily, correct?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And what a good role model for them to see and emulate and see girl friendships, because that can be tough. I mean, let's face it, if you have teenage girls, that's hard for them to navigate, and to learn that girls are not competition, girls are our friends, and we can lift each other up.
Yes.
And so, have you had those conversations with them about that with your own team? Because I'm sure there is stuff that happens, and you're like, okay, we need to lift each other up.
Yes, absolutely. And I think working with other women, where you're not seeing them on a regular basis, so it's hard to connect and build relationships, because sometimes you're at an event by yourself, or you're over here in a group setting, and you're there to work, and then you go home. So, I definitely feel like, always doing what's best for the team helps everything, run better.
And I know it's said before, but teamwork makes the dream work. It truly does. Yes. Because I can't imagine doing what you do. I mean, you said you have 4 events today?
Yes.
I know I saw one on social media. Is it Cocoa Bananas that they're having
they're in the grand opening
I'm
today.
so excited. Yes. I love their store. I mean, because they have cute, bright.
Yes.
They just, they kind of tailor to this. Moms. And Let's give them a little shout out too right now. And they have a new location.
Yeah. Right there on front.
I know, that's so exciting.
It's huge.
That is really, and they, what I understand, they have a mural that's out there that you can take pictures. But I love that once again, it's women supporting women in business, and you're going to be out there with your team, and really just kind of encouraging them with their new. Where do you see your business going? When you see 10 years from now, when you're like, okay, what do I want it to look like? What does that look like for you?
My goodness, that's a tough one. I would like to maybe combine all of the businesses into one eventually, and just do a full-blown party experience.
Oh, I love that.
Where we have planning, we have merchandise.
Yeah,
we have custom stuff. We have trailers. We have it
Yes.
all.
I'm excited.
And then,
do it.
One-stop shop. Promotions. We can bring in concerts. I mean, whatever. The sky's the limit.
I love that, and that's what I love about you. Just from knowing you, knowing her before today, I love that you dream big, because to me, you have to have, dream big. And what's the worst that can happen?
Right.
Right? It doesn't work, but then you pivot and you find something else that does. But what if it does work?
Right.
What if it does? Think of the things that could happen. Well, I think that is definitely needed here in West Texas, and I think that I am wishing you all the good vibes. It's going to happen.
Thank you so much.
Putting it out there that I know in 10 years that I'm going to be like, oh yeah, she said she was thinking about that on the show one day, and now it's coming to fruition. So I know that's going to happen for you, and I love that. Is there any kind of event, like, I don't know, like I have, people ask me, like, what's your dream interview? Like, is there a dream event that you have?
Oh, goodness. Not right now. I don't have anything in mind. I've done so much. I've been a part of all the big events and, the small ones. And, there's nothing.
Yeah. Hey, that would be fun.
Absolutely.
Throwing that out there to our kids.
Escamilla wedding.
First they have to get engaged. None of our kids are engaged yet. But that would be fun. I like that idea. That would be great. Well, then we will use your all-encompassing party planning event for that. Yes. So we do something called Question of the Day.
Okay.
Angela, so pick one out. Okay, what'd you get? Oh, the encourage card. Yes, what does it say?
It says, what advice would you give your 20-something self?
Ooh, good question.
Ooh.
Good question. Your husband's over there going, ooh, I want to hear this. I want to hear the answer to this one.
Let me see. I would say believe in yourself. Don't be scared. Follow your heart. And wherever that takes you, God's going to protect you, so just do it.
I love that. Yes, good advice. If you are 20, listen to that advice.
Just do it. Don't be scared. Just get out there and do it.
Because sometimes that fear of failure comes in and you second guess yourself and you think, oh, that's for somebody else. Oh, I don't have the qualifications. Well, you are qualified. And I think that's the biggest thing, is knowing you are capable of what God puts in your heart to do. And you just have to believe it. So
Agreed.
I love that. Yay. Well, I know it all worked out for you and you were doing amazing things. So I'm just so happy that, that I always say God's plan is better than our own, right?
Right.
Because I look back at my 20-something self and I was like, oh, what was she doing? And I'm just so grateful that God's plan was better than my own.
Right.
And I know that is, something to remember too if you're 20.
Yes.
So we do something called Favorite Things. And this is fun. I ask you some of your favorites. You tell me what it is.
Okay.
But before we do that, I want a fun fact about you that I would not read on your bio. So
fun fact.
It's okay. You can phone a friend. You can phone a friend over there and ask him. Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Yes. I can think of one, and I'm your
for
friend.
me?
Yeah.
What?
Well, besides being a good golfer, didn't you rodeo when you were
No, that was Alyssa.
Oh, okay. I was
No.
Someone said something about rodeo. I was
Yes.
like, did she say she rodeoed?
No.
Okay,
no.
Alyssa's a rodeo
Yes.
queen. Okay, fun fact about her friend,
Alyssa. Yes, no, our dads are friends, and they're in the rodeo, and I would have had I stayed in George West.
Gotcha,
I think that
gotcha.
was the fun. Trying to think. I love to paint.
There you go. I love that. And I bet you're good because you're creative. No, really, because you have to be creative to paint, and you know.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then one of your other best friends we'll mention.
Yes.
Keisha owns a painting
Studio.
studio,
Yeah.
and so you get to paint anytime you
Yes,
want. I'm sure
absolutely.
you just pop on in there and paint. Do you have something you prefer to paint? Like, is there?
No, I mean canvas.
Okay, and just like not people, but I'm like scenery or.
I mean, we did a project for my niece who just went to TCU, and so Keisha let me basically have the keys to her studio, and she's like, just come in and work on it, you know, as you wish. And so it was a really, just like a fun something she'd put on her wall.
Oh, that's sweet. I love that. Well, good. Yeah, I bet you were very talented at that. That is awesome. Good fun fact. Okay, now the favorite things. Favorite book.
Oh, goodness. The Housemaid is Watching.
Okay.
I like thrillers.
Okay, I haven't read it. It's really good.
It is.
And is it a movie too? Or are they turning it into a movie?
Yes,
okay.
They are. The
Housemaid.
Housemaid.
Okay.
So like the original, yes.
Okay, very cool. Okay, favorite movie?
Ooh. I have so many. Of course, I like old school. That's like a funny. But
like rom-coms. Old school.
Old school,
movie
like
Old
a comedian.
School.
Yes.
I thought you were saying old school. That's how old school I
old
am. I thought you were saying I like old school movies.
And then like Gladiator. Like I love,
Yes.
Braveheart, Gladiator.
Oh yeah. Those kind of like triumphant,
Yes.
feel good movies. I love those too. Those are my favorite. Favorite, if like someone's gonna play your hype song, you're walking in.
Ooh.
What is your favorite song? Your hype song that you're gonna just walk in jamming out to?
Miley Cyrus, Flowers.
I love that song. Oh my gosh, that's a great one. That is a good walk-in hype song. I love that.
I don't know how hype it is, but I just like it.
Yeah, it's got such a good tune. And and I don't know if it's, I asked my kids this and they told me, no, Mom. But doesn't it remind you of Bruno Mars song? Like there's like some correlations there to that Bruno and I love Bruno Mars.
Yes.
So I love.
She actually wrote it.
Did
to
she
go
flip
with
it?
that song.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because I was like, I love both of those. I think those are
I
both
love Bruno
two.
Mars, too.
Oh, I know, isn't he great?
He has a lot
He'd
of
be
good
fun
hype
to
songs.
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, what'd be your dream concert to see that you haven't seen yet?
Wow, I don't know. Shania Twain was, and we went and saw her a few years ago.
I bet she was great.
I like a lot of old music, so I don't know. It's really hard. Well, we
That's
played
a fun
oldies
fact.
in my
We did
oldies in my car.
She was like, "Do you mind if I do oldies?" I'm like, "No, I love oldies." Put in
They just put me in a good mood.
50s music does put you in a good mood, and like all the songs are just you feel filled with joy.
Yeah,
when
even
listening
the
to-
heartbreak ones.
Yeah.
They have a nice little beat to them.
Like Heartbreak Hotel, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of what a good 50s heartbreak song. But you're right; they just make you feel good. I love that. Okay, favorite podcast.
Well, yours.
Oh, thank you. I totally paid her to say that. No kidding.
I love your podcast.
you.
My second and third, I would say Theo Vaughn.
Really? Okay. I haven't listened.
He's a comedian.
Okay.
And then I like Candace Owens.
Okay. Very good. I'll have to add them to my list. I love podcasts because I feel like I don't know, you can take it anywhere with you. You can be driving in the car, you're out for a walk or a run or whatever you do, doing your makeup in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of makeup, your makeup always looks fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
Give us your favorite makeup line.
I like Dior.
Okay. Oh, Dior. I like the lip Dior. The
Yes.
I don't even know what it's called, but I do love
like the lip
Dior.
oil.
Yes, or the lip plumper.
Yes,
I love the Dior lip plumper. Well, your makeup, you always look beautiful and
thank you.
fabulous. You do. You always do.
Thank you.
Do you have a favorite place to shop in West Texas? Favorite boutique you want to shout out?
Well, I love Coco Cabanas, of course.
Yes.
And I love the Shimmy Shack.
Yeah, Shimmy
That's
Shack's so
fun.
cute.
They're both fun boutiques.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite restaurant in West Texas?
Love
Y'all are going
Prime.
on a date night. Where y'all going?
Prime.
Prime?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Okay.
Cowboy Prime.
That is a second shout out for Cowboy Prime in the same day. So
It must be good.
it must be good. So if you haven't been,
And they have
which
blue
I
cheese.
haven't, you could go.
Yes. And they have the blue cheese stuffed olives for my martinis, so that's like
Oh, is it good?
Shoots them up there.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, maybe we need to all go.
Yeah,
four
let's
of us
go.
need to go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Favorite, I like that. Favorite life hack, something that makes your life a little easier.
Let me think here. Well, I make my husband stuff my blue cheese olives when we're having martinis at home. So he puts the blue cheese in a Ziploc bag and then, squishes it down to a corner and cuts it. And then he's able to stuff the blue cheese so much faster.
Well, I would have never thought of that. That is a good life hack. And then you just cut the corner and
you
squeeze
just cut
it
the
through.
corner,
Bam.
There you go.
There you go. I love it. See, something that makes your life a little bit easier.
Yeah, and it has to do with cocktails. So
there you go. There you go. Favorite memory in Midland?
Favorite memory in Midland? Both of my daughters were born here, so, that has to be number one. I would say second would be my husband proposing to me. Aww. And our engagement party, we had it on the rooftop, where DoubleTree was, and, that was a beautiful night as well.
Oh, I love that. Good memories.
Yeah.
West Texas is a great place to be. What's your favorite thing about West Texas? What do you love about it?
I love... I feel like it's very friendly. It's very welcoming. We have so many people who move here. And I feel like it's very accepting, where people move in, move out, and they call it home, you know? They do, and, they never want to move here, but then they don't want to leave.
Right.
And so I really love that about West Texas. We might not be the prettiest, the scenery, but I always feel like we do find things to do, and we are welcoming.
And I love that people are doing things all the time to try to make it more beautiful too, and like adding new things and new places, and because it's the people that make it beautiful in those sunsets. But it is changing and growing, and we're getting things that look big city, and and really our downtown revitalization has just been so nice for West Texas.
Yeah, downtown has, just changed so much in the past 10 years.
It really has.
All the businesses down there. It's just amazing. I love being down there.
Yeah. Okay, favorite. Oh, wait, are you a Swiftie? Do you have a favorite? Okay, then we won't ask you favorite Taylor Swift era. Favorite coffee shop. Didn't get favorite coffee shop.
Favorite coffee shop. Ooh. I like Higher Grounds. I haven't been to 12 Gate, but I heard it's really good.
We were just talking about that today.
Yeah, I want to go try it.
Yeah,
I want to go try that. But there's just so many, I haven't been able to try them all. So I would say Higher Grounds.
We're going to, that concludes favorite things. Yay! Favorite things. I loved all your favorite things. We're going to switch gears here a little bit and talk about just like what you've learned in life. So what is the biggest life challenge that you've learned from, and what did you learn from it?
What have I learned from?
It could be business, it could be personal, whatever. Just that biggest life challenge.
I think, I've been on my own since I was 16, and just really knowing that if you have faith in God, you can get through anything. So that was my biggest challenge. I graduated high school early, and I was working 2 jobs, and I think just really knowing that if you just put the work in, that everything will turn out.
For sure.
So I think that was a big challenge for me, just because I didn't have the foundation that some others did, but like life can turn out just
Beautiful.
as well.
Yeah, I love that, and I love that because I think no matter what your circumstances are, right, it's what you make out of it.
Right.
And I love that you shared that. So thank you for sharing that
absolutely.
today, because I think sometimes we look at it as like, well, this is the hand that we were dealt.
Right.
Or you can look at it like, this is the hand I was dealt. And, I always say the grass is green where you water it. And so, and bloom where you're planted. And, whatever it could be, you can make the circumstance, work out for the best for you. And I also think that it teaches you a lot about life too, right?
Yeah,
and hard
absolutely.
work. And look what hard work can do, because, as I mentioned earlier, you are such a good role model for your daughters. And I think there's nothing better. They're going to grow up going, yeah, I can start start a business.
Yeah.
I can do that. Oh, I can start 2 businesses at once, right? Because if you haven't seen that or emulate, you might not even know that that's a possibility. So, so I applaud you for that, and I think that's just so amazing that what you're doing for your for not just your daughters but your team as well. Yeah. Because when you're a business owner, you have a whole team of people looking to you every day.
Yes.
Right.
What do I do?
And who do they go to when I don't know when the air condition breaks or when the trailer wheels roll off, and so you are showing them and emulating how. Hey, we take care of business, and I love that.
And I think that taught me to roll with the punches. You know, you don't know what life's going to give you, and you just don't give up. Just go with it, and make what you can out of it.
All right, favorite hobby of yours is golf. How did you get into golf? Let's talk about. You're a good golfer.
My husband.
She can drive the ball. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Well, now I got a new driver. It's working out better these days.
Nice.
But
what'd you get? Oh, the one that you were playing with?
That was like my first week with
working.
it. So I was a little bit scared. But my husband got me into it.
Okay.
I would ride around with him, and eventually I was like, well, I could do this. I want to do this. I want to play with you, not just be watching you. And when we travel, I wanted to be able to go hit the ball with him. Because I wanted him to experience, the courses, because he loves golf so much when we travel, and not just. Hey, no, I don't want to do that because it's just me. And I'm like, no, I want to go with you. I'll do it.
So you're new to golf. This is a new.
Yeah, it's been about a year and a half of seriously playing.
That's it?
Yeah.
You would not. I'm just telling you, if you saw her swing, you would not think it was just a year and a half. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I took a few lessons, and then I just got out there and just started playing. A few times a week, and then life happens and you stop playing, and you lose some and you come back. But I love it. It is a love-hate relationship as well. Some days you have bad days, and the other days you make a great shot and you're like, oh, I could do this. You get excited about playing the next day, or whatever it is. And life is like golf. Actually,
it is. No, seriously. There's a lot of quotes that say that, and I'm like, no, they're right. I mean, what is it? There's this famous one, and my husband's gonna probably have to tell me if I'm getting it right or wrong. But golf is the closest thing to life. You have to play the ball where it lies. Is that it?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Yay! I didn't butcher it too much.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And I can't remember who said it. Bobby Jones, maybe. Arnold Palmer. Okay, one of the greats. But so let's talk a little golf. What's the golf course that you would love to play? Like, what's your dream golf course out there? And I'm only saying this because your husband's in the room, so he can take you there.
Well, I want to play in Hilton Head. I just want to see that area and play. Of course, Pebble Beach. Who doesn't want to play that? We just got back from San Diego, so we got to play Torrey Pines, which was so beautiful.
Oh, I bet.
But yeah, just every year we're deciding, what's a dream course we want to go see, and we make it happen. So that's been exciting, like, something to look forward to, and also to get better towards, because, you don't play these nice courses and with the ball.
pay $350 around to lose 20 balls. Yeah, no, I get that. Because I've always told, I tell my husband, I'm like, the kids can just play, because there's no point in me to play to lose a ball.
You were so good. I mean, we took your first 4 drives, and we did. I mean,
pure
we were
luck.
Like, what?
It was pure luck. No. My son had fixed my golf club the night before, because I told him, I was like, it's cracking.
No,
and he said, let me see it, Mom. So he fixed something in there.
It
I don't know
was
what
cracking.
he did.
It was making a noise.
It was making a weird sound.
I'm like, that's not normal. But you did so good.
It was fun. It was so much fun, and I've so enjoyed this time with you today. You are such a joy to be around, and inspiration, and I'm so glad we got to share your story today. Is there any part of your story we didn't get to share, or any questions that I haven't asked you yet that you're like, oh, I wanted to talk about that, that you want to share with everybody today?
No? I think we covered it all.
How about just if you need any of these services, Swank Social, Petro Pony, Wedding Expo, or Mix It Up, give her a call.
Mix it up for all your holiday events.
I love that. And are you booked up? That's a good question, actually. Yeah. Are you booked up through the holidays?
I mean, we don't turn it away. So, I mean, we're booking up, but, I try not to close the date. I wait till it's like...
Good for you.
Yeah, try to keep everything open, and if we need to hire more people, we hire more people, whatever it takes. So
speaking of hiring, before we close out, has that been an issue? Because a lot of people in West Texas, they say it's hard to find employees, and so how's that been for you?
It hasn't for us. We have a long list of, there's a link, they just plug it in, and they fill out an application, and as we need people, we pull off that list. That's great. But with with the type of business we have, they get to pick the events that they work. So it's all part-time work. So, we have a lot of teachers, we have a lot of people with full-time jobs who just want to make a little extra money during the holidays or, during the summer, whatever time, is best for them. So it's not really hard just because they get to pick their hours. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, and let's give a plug for that website that they can go to. So if you're looking for extra hours,
mixitupevents.net.
Okay, mixitupevents.net. I am so proud of you, and I'm just so happy that we got to spend this time together today. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your advice, and just talking all things business. I'm happy to hear things are busy out there, and that events are happening, and I am just couldn't be happier for you as a fellow business owner that things are going well. And I encourage all of you, if you have any corporate events, or if you have a wedding coming up, or if you have any of those things, engagement parties, give Mix It Up a call, and they're on all the social medias, right?
Yes,
and
at Mix It Up, Texas.
At Mix It Up, and you will be happy. They do a great job. I've emceed a lot of events where you guys have been there, and they do an outstanding job. And I just wish you continued success, Angie.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
for having me. I've had a great time.
Thank you so much. And thank you for listening today. Of course, share this with someone. We love supporting local. We always ask, please support local businesses. Speaking of those, let's thank our sponsors today. A big shout out to Rig ID, Kevin Foreman of Foreman Financial, also Midland Cap Company, then FR, Tapestry Hotel Midland, and the new Omni Midland Hotel. Support those local businesses however you can. And if you don't need those businesses, just support local wherever you are. So thank you for your time today. I appreciate you. And I think Angie's story is one of those of what my motto is dream big, believe, and never give up. You do those things. Oh, and have faith. And have faith, and all is going to work out for you. Thanks for joining us. You make it a great day.